Right, what's going on there, everyone? Welcome back to James Redmond TV. Welcome to an instant match reaction of Liverpool losing 1-0 to Southampton away from home. And listen, before people come in, I know like the madness that I was chatting before the game. And listen, I'm sweet to take it on the chin when I've been chatting madness, mate. I'll tell you that for free. But it's just one of them things right now. I don't really care. Liverpool have got massive improvements to make. There's massive adjustments to be made. But before we talk about the game, before we do the player ratings, welcome to everyone in the chat. Even if you're here to troll me, absolute knobs. Nah, but we have got a sponsor of this video in One Football. Let's go. Yes, now people, welcome back to James Redmond TV. And before you go into watching the video, I need to make sure you know to download One Football, top link in the description. It is fantastic. The greatest thing since sliced bread, mate. If you go there, you can get all your latest news and updates based on transfers, any updates with your team, and live scores. Oh yes, that is very, very true. If you're out and about in work and whatnot, and you can't watch the game, if you download One Football, you get instant score updates as well as transfer updates, mate. It is fantastic. I really strongly recommend it. I was using it even before they decided to sponsor these videos. And also, I'm not sure if we beat Southampton or not because this was recorded beforehand. But if we did, all of the more reason to download One Football. And if we didn't, then still go and download One Football. Enjoy the video. Can you be more of a knob if you tried? Could you? Like, seriously, like, you try and be funny for a sponsor, and then it's one of them things where it just backfires on you massively. A lot of things backfired on me massively today, mate. And that performance, that first half performance, I can't get over it. And, like, you know, I can't sit here and I can break the game down, but simply Liverpool just weren't up to it today. Do you know what? No, I'm going to retract that. I'm going to say Southampton were really, really good. But Liverpool's shape was massively off. Southampton capitalised on that. Listen, before anyone takes what I say as, oh, Southampton was shit. No, they weren't, mate. They massively deserved that win. If anyone deserved 3 points out of that game, it was Southampton. Everything that I was worried about going into the game, and listen, I know I said what I said before the game. I know the score prediction I said. But, you know, whoever thinks their team's going to win 5-0, seriously. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's be real. It was just an in-the-joke moment thing. And I genuinely thought maybe with Thiago coming in, it could just give the team a bit of a boost. I was expecting us to win. I'm not going to dispute that. I was expecting us to win and win comfortably. I thought we were going to come back. I thought we were going to have a bit more of a better shine in this game with the fact that players like Thiago was back, we had more of a fit squad, but we got smoked, mate. We got smoked. And even the Southampton manager, after the game, he looked just so emotional, mate. And it was actually like, it was shit to see, but obviously you're happy for him if you're a neutral, I'm sure. On the game itself, all I can really say is as a conclusion, and I don't know what you think about the game, but it's one of them things we need to make improvements. And I'm not even talking about signings now. Now we need to change. And I've been thinking about this for a while, but we need to change of how we play. Because today, there was no real proper aggression. And don't get me wrong, Thiago was aggressive in that first 20-25 minutes, but it was in a way that I didn't even want him to be aggressive. I want players to be wanting to get the ball, but not stupidly making weird fouls. In that first half, let's talk about the goal first of all. Trent, and we'll talk about Trent, we'll do player ratings in a bit. He was terrible today, and I don't know what's happened to Trent Alexander-Arnold this season, but today, that first goal was unacceptable. Don't get me wrong, there was so much leading towards it. That was wrong as well. All the positioning on the free kick was terrible. I don't know why the players are so far to the left. And it's just one of them things. Like, why is Trent just like kind of letting that skip past him? I know it's a mistake, but there's too many mistakes in his defensive game. And I know he's brilliant at what he does offensively, but this season, and I'm not writing off my right back, but it's one of them things, mate. He's just not being good enough for Liverpool right now. And he hasn't been for a few weeks. The only defender that you can really say holds their head up high after today is maybe Robbo. And I'm not saying the other three were terrible. I thought Enzo, Fabinho were okay, but they certainly weren't great. Let's be real. Let's get that straight. In the first that first free kick, it just... How are you that naive on a set piece when you know James Maddison's going to take it and they've got two up front? You know they're going to try and take that approach, and Liverpool just slept on it, and then they were able to get the goal. Great finish from Danny Ings, and I'm really happy for him, mate. I really wish he got the time in Liverpool to really make a name for himself. He obviously didn't get the chance to because of injuries, and that was shit. I really do like Danny Ings, man, so no love lost there. I know he had a little smile, but it was a great goal, so why not smile? So that was the first 2 minutes, and then just from there on, we couldn't string two passes together. It was really, really poor. Second half was much better, but we'll get to the second half in a second, because too much happened in that first half to where Liverpool weren't creating anything great in terms of creating any proper threat to Southampton. Obviously, that's a combination of us playing shit, but also Southampton playing really, really well. And yet the first half was just poor, man. Very, very poor. No intensity from Liverpool being shown. No fight. And again, just if that's a FIFA match, if that's a game of Ultimate Team, red links everywhere, because it just seemed like no one knew what they were doing. Super chat from Cole Command. What is wrong with Klopp's subs? Why would we wait an extra 15 minutes to take Ox off? Last game he brought Shaq off at 87 minutes. Don't understand his strange subs this season. Cole Command, I agree. I really, really do agree. I think Klopp has questionable substitutions. A little bit more of that was shown today. I think it's been more shown in other games previously. But moving into the second half, and thank you for the super chat as well, Cole Command, massively appreciate it. Going into the second half, shout out to the fact there's 800 people in here. I know you're here to see me cry, and I'm not going to cry today, yeah? I'm going to take it like a man, because we're shit right now. That's the thing that we've just got to accept. We're in really bad form. Anyway, second half, it was one of them things where it was better football. It weren't as, sloppy as the first half was. It weren't as rigidity. It weren't as... that we were actually making more than one pass together. And that was the thing. That's what I actually liked to see, mate. I thought it was good the way that we were at least showing signs of improvement. It looked like we could have gone to get a goal. Mane was showing some good signs. Walker-Peters had a great game for Southampton in terms of handling Mane. And too many right-backs right now are getting the game on Mane, mate. They're getting like the sort of codes or whatever, and it's just, I think the team needs to change it up, and I think that was evident in the second half. We'll talk about VAR and whatnot in a second, but we've got another super chat from Matt Hayes. Refreshing to see a calm, measured analysis so soon after a painful defeat. No screaming at the refs or VAR, just honest criticism of your own side. Matt, that's what I try and do, mate. I say it, I will see it. And don't get me wrong, I have actually got a problem about VAR still, so I'm sorry, Matt, but you're still going to get a load of that. But I have to get the poor performance out the way first, because that's simply what it was. And that's not a team of champions. If you want to be a team of champions, you've got to be much better than that. There's no doubt about it. Absolute disgrace in terms of the intensity shown in that first half. Yes, it was better in the second half, but it should have never got to that point. And that's my problem, mate. That's the real big issue that I have right now. And yeah, Mane was a really good outlet. We'll get into player ratings in a second, but we've got quite a few super chats here that I want to make sure that I keep up with. United are going to beat us 4-0 at this rate, 4 pens. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Coco, man. They're getting a lot of penalties, and it is a worrying thing. We are going to talk about that in just a second. I'm a United fan, but there's no way you can be that bad when we play. Aaron, I really hope you're right, honestly, mate, because we can't play like that against Manchester United. We will get exploited. And we fell right into Southampton's style of play today. And I'm really glad that super chat said what it said, because it's led me perfectly into what I want to talk about. It's one of them things. We fell into their style of play. That's one thing we've been doing a lot more recently. And it's just I just can't comprehend what's going on at Liverpool. Yes, it's a bad run of form. And yes, we've got a very inconsistent team. You can't ignore that. But you should be doing better with the available players you've got. And you should still be able to go out there and beat Southampton. And they were brilliant today, Southampton. Please don't get it twisted, people. And any Liverpool fans who want to come in here and say Liverpool are a disgrace, you're right. But you cannot not give credit to Southampton. They were fantastic today. In terms of everything they needed to do, let's not get that twisted. In everything they needed to do, they done it right. And we fell right into their hands. That's just how it was. And it's one of them things. Anyway, I want to do the player ratings, because talking about that game's frustrating. Actually, I want to talk about VAR. I don't know how that first challenge, Kyle Walker-Peters on Mane, it's not a penalty. I thought there was a few decisions today where I thought, how is that not at least being pulled? And I do feel like there's something weird going on with Liverpool and VAR. Call me deluded, but it just seems to happen every single game. I'm not saying it's why we lost. No excuses, mate. We were dog shit. But it's just a bit fishy, and that to me should have been a penalty. That being said, Kyle Walker-Peters had Mane in his back pocket the whole game. But that's why I want to talk about player ratings. Make sure you're getting involved in the live chat. Make sure you're getting involved in the comments down below. Let's do this. In goal, Alisson. Very, very shit start. Very, very crap start that I don't really want to make. Alisson, he just was not up to the races today. That was his worst performance, arguably ever, in a Liverpool shirt. Alisson was poor. given the ball away multiple times, didn't look distributed, didn't even really get challenged in terms of a shot on goal. They had a few chances, but when they did, they were missing them. They were having them out wide. This is Southampton. The only shot that they got was really Ings, maybe a few others as well, but that was the main one, and that was unsavable. Other than that, Alisson had a very easy game today, and he made very, very many situations difficult. And even though it didn't lead to a goal, there was multiple moments where it could have, and it was a very shaky performance. It was like Adrian just possessed his body and just went, "Nah, mate, we're gonna concede some goals." Like the way Adrian fucking does. It was frustrating watching Alisson today. It's the only way I can comprehend it. Not like him at all. Still the best goalkeeper in the world for me. That being said, today was very, very poor. Right back, Trent, let's just get the worst performance out the way, because I feel like they was the worst performance today by quite a mile. Trent, I'm going to give a 1. Wait, Dave, what did I even give Alisson? What did I give Alisson then? Did I even give him a rating? I'm saying did I say a 5? Okay, I'm changing that to a 3.5. Trent, I'm going to go with a 1. He was very, very bad today. Very, very bad. Most touches, most balls given away in a single game this season. And it's all come off the back of very lacklustre performances. He still shows good signs going forward, but even today, that was not good enough, even offensively. Defensively, though, mate, he's at fault for the goal as well. What can you say? His positioning for that goal, he'd be stronger, be a bit more dominant. Danny Ings is running in behind you. You've got the ball and you've just let it run past you. It's one of them things. It's inexperience with Trent, and I love him. Future right back, I said it earlier on. But he's got many flaws in his game that he needs to really look at. And you could see he was frustrated when he came off. He was fuming. And I hope he uses that. Because, listen, I believe he can become the best, not one of, the best right back in the world. Not the best defensively, but one of the best right backs in the world. But before he is one of them, and he is one of the best right backs in the world, don't get it twisted. But before he's certified as the best, that defender needs to get better. Because at the end of the day, even though a modern-day fullback is more used to playing like that, you've got to be better. There's no twisting it up, people. You've got to be better at defending. You're a defender at the be-all and end-all. And Trent today just didn't look like a defender. Very poor, giving him a 1 out of 10. We've got a super chat from Sean Murphy. Let's get this read. How do you think Hendo performed in defence? We're going to get on to Hendo in a second, Sean Murphy, because we're in the middle of our player ratings. Make sure you're getting involved in the chat. Make sure you smash the like button. Nearly 900 people in here. That's probably the most we've had in a stream. So juice. But nice one for coming, though. Make sure you subscribe while you're here. However, from Mo, honestly, I don't even know what to say anymore. So many shots that could have been made instead of squaring it nowhere. When is it going to end, James? Mo, I don't know. And that's one thing. You've mentioned something great there. Liverpool had so many chances today. There was one with Robbo where it looked like he actually tried to cross the ball. Don't get me wrong, the Southampton defenders ended up getting in front, but it was either a very poor executed shot from Robbo, or he was trying to square it. And there was another one with Mane, and the ball came over, and he could have just sort of hit it with his left foot, and it would have been a decent little chance. He might have not went in, but it still would have been a good chance. And he's decided to put it back over to Thiago coming into the box. Many examples of that today. Great example from Mo there, because it's even Mo Salah. We'll get on to these players. Let me talk about defence first. So far we've gave a 3.5 to Alisson. We gave a 1 to Trent. Let's do Robbo next, because I think out of all the defenders, he's the only one who can somewhat hold his head up high. Not astonishingly, but still sound. I'm going to give him a 7. Probably one of the higher ratings I'm going to give a player today. Thought he was sound. Nothing really troubling came from his side. Robbo was always consistent. Clear for me, the best left back in the world. Even when the team plays bad, he's someone who will still outshine. And yeah, that's why I like Robbo. Defenders, centre-backs, Fabinho and Hendo Nino. I thought Fabinho was probably, and disagree with me if you want, but probably the worst of the two centre-backs. Not by a large margin, but he certainly weren't fantastic today. He was very shaky at times, but still solid, you know what I mean? He never made no direct mistakes. There was things going over his head, but that's one thing we just need to get used to. Fabinho, he's not the quickest when it comes to being at the back. And it was the same similar situation with Henderson. And it's just, you could see it was a new centre-back partnership that just weren't going to flourish to the best of its abilities. And it's one of them things, how can you expect it? You could see we lost a lot with Henderson not being in that midfield today as well. Again, got to give Southampton a lot of credit, because they caused us problems, and that was always going to be difficult. Two midfielders as your centre-backs against Ings and Walcott. it's going to be a difficult task. Liverpool struggled today, and that's just a normality that's going to come when you have these type of injuries. Henderson's doing an interview as we speak. I didn't think he was bad, but I'm going to give them both 6.5s. I don't think they were fantastic. I didn't think the leadership was quite there. I didn't think... leadership's wrong word. The coordination between the two players, the chemistry between the two players just was not there, mate. And that's why I'm giving them quite a low rating, because Southampton still broke away many times and we weren't aggressive enough at the back. Anyway, moving into the midfield. This was a very frustrating one in the midfield. I'll start off with Oxlade-Chamberlain because I thought he was poor. Got taken off in the 55th minute or 60th. Either way, leading up to that, he had some sparks, but nothing crazy. I'm going to give him a 6. Gini Wijnaldum, again, pretty non-existent. Tried to get involved when he could, but that's what Gini does. Going to give him a 6 as well. And then Thiago, he was probably still the best of the bunch. Very aggressive, more aggressive than what I would have liked him to be early on in the game, for sure. That I was hoping Thiago was going to come into this team. He was going to show some sort of fight, but not to the extent where he's getting booked inside 3 or 4 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Some very silly moments from Thiago today. That being said, he still saw his quality. I just feel like the reason why he never absolutely outshines everyone is because Southampton, and this is where I give them credit, neutralised any part of what Thiago had to bring to our team today. Southampton neutralised that, and they done it perfectly. They went, right, everyone go round him, because if you go round him, they lose any dynamics in that midfield. And with no Henderson there as well, that was very much the case. People don't worry about Jordan Henderson. Listen to the way Rance talks about him. People don't worry about Jordan Henderson. People don't say go and get 3 men to mark on him, but they will with Thiago, because they know about Thiago and they're established. He's very established in the sense that if you give him the ball, there's problems. So Southampton neutralised that today. I don't think Thiago was terrible, but he certainly weren't great. But again, many things came into factor with that. Going to give him a 6.5 as well. I'm not going to lie, people, very average from the midfield today. It's just one of them things, like the organisation and everything just was not great. I don't know what Liverpool's approach is going forward. The way I think it is that we need to start playing more attacking football and less of that high line, because more counter-attacking football, and less of that high line, because that high line, it was the fault of our first goal today. Trent doesn't know how to defend a high line. It's a fact. It's when Van Dijk's there, the defence is just a lot more compact and astute, in a sense that we don't make them type of mistakes with the high line. Obviously, sometimes we can, and it can happen, but with Matip or whatever there, it looks just a lot more compact than usual, and today it just didn't. As for the front three, Salah, I thought he was shit. I'm going to give him a 5. Firmino, I'm going to give him a 6. Don't really think he done too much or offered too much. At times he did, don't get me wrong, but... And then Mane, he was probably the man of the match for me. And I know that I'm a Mane, supporter, and everyone's going to be like, oh, Mane. By the way, people, were nearly on 1,000 viewers at once. Share the stream if possible and smash the like button and subscribe while you're here as well. And don't just... if you're here just to see me cry, mate, listen, I'm not crying, but I'm the next best thing, you know what I mean? Liverpool are in such bad form, and this is what we kind of deserve when we're playing like this. Yeah, Mane, thought he was probably our man of the match, mate. He tried creating a lot. And it's still funny because he got pocketed by their right back. He did. You know what I'm saying? It just shows how poor our performance was. I'm going to give him a 7. Not really much higher. He never got a goal or an assist. To give him any higher would be fair. Mane took on the defence. That's a very good comment there from Realist United. He did. He gave it a go. That's the thing. He's shown a bit of fight. He's shown a bit of aggression. That's one thing I liked about Mane. That's probably the only positive that I can really take in terms of the attack. As for the people who came on, Milner came on for Trent. We'll give Milner a 6. And Shaqiri came on. Tried to create some things, but I'm going to give him a 6.5. Other than that, that's everyone. No, we never even done a third substitution. Frustrating. Now we need to talk about, before we end the video, Manchester United. We need to talk about everything going forward. And people are going to say to me, and this is where I'm going to shut everyone down, Liverpool aren't in the title race no more. Right, this is where you're stupid and very deluded. If Manchester United are in the title race, Liverpool are in the title race. I'm not saying Man United can't win the league, even though I still don't think they can. I still think, even after the terrible form we've been on, Liverpool will go on to win this league. Us or City, I don't think it'll be United. And I've said that from the start, I think it'll be us or City. That hasn't changed even with City's bad form. That being said, we can't play like that against United, otherwise we'll lose. and then obviously they'll get a bit more confidence. But it's not only about Man United fans' confidence right now, it's just the pure facts of the matter, or the matter of the facts, that when Liverpool are on form, we're one of the better teams in this league. It's about system change, and that's what Liverpool need to do right now. And Liverpool aren't out of this title race until the other teams start to really run away. Right now, we're not out of the title race. Do you know what I'm saying? Last month, everyone was saying City was out the title race and Chelsea was in it. Now Chelsea shitter than Arsenal, and we're not out the title race, but people are starting to doubt Liverpool more and more. Quick super chat from Richard Blackdog. Southampton showing how to do a lockdown properly. Listen, mate, I know, yeah, and obviously going into a national lockdown, I wish you all the best, because that's the third one that Boris was announced. I just don't know what to say. Just stuff needs to change. That's just how it is. But anyway, people, that's going to be my instant match reaction. Thank you, everyone who has supported the stream. We nearly got 1,000 people in here. We're nearly on 1,000 people right now, but I am going to end the stream because I can't take this no more. People are saying you are not winning the title this season, and that's fair enough if that's your opinion. If you don't think we're going to win the title, I'm not saying you're wrong for that. But if you're just going off a spell of bad games and you're changing your mind to City, just know last month that weren't the energy you were having. Do you know what I mean? So this league's a very weird season, and with Liverpool still getting players back and still needing to gel more, I feel like it's just one of them. We've got Aston Villa next, then it's Manchester United. Let's hope for the best anyway. Come on, you Reds. You'll never walk alone and all of that. And I hope you'll all have a good day, people, regardless of a crap result. See you later.